So the Trump and Elon issue, you're going to see where I'm going with this. So Elon says, hey, Epstein, it's going to drop. Remember this. And then apparently he deletes that tweet, Rob. Is that correct that he deletes his tweet?
Correct. It's gone.
So that tweet is gone, okay? Then Trump says he has no desire to fix the relationship with Musk, even after former First Buddy deletes his ex-posts. No desire. Rob, I think you have the clips. If you got a couple of those clips.
Here he is. This is President Trump saying that Elon Musk has Trump derangement syndrome.
Go for it. Play this clip.
I think he misses the place. I think he got out there and all of a sudden he wasn't in this beautiful Oval Office, and he's got nice offices too. But there's something about this. When I was telling the Chancellor, this is where it is. People come in here, even from Germany. They come in and they walk into the Oval Office, and it's just a special place. It's, World War I, it started and it ended here, and World War II, and so many other things. Everything big comes right from this beautiful space. It's now much more beautiful than it was 6 months ago.
Obviously.
A lot of good things are happening in this room. And I'll tell you,
he hasn't said anything about Elon yet,
he's
bro.
not the first.
What's your
People
point?
leave
Yeah, exactly.
my administration,
Even President Trump could get
and
it.
they love us.
What's your point, DJT?
At some
Doesn't
point,
feel
they
good,
miss it
does
so
it?
badly, and
still talking about
some of
missing.
them embrace it, and some of them actually
Where does he say
become
Trump
hostile.
derangement
Coming.
syndrome?
Call the
It's
weave, it's
sort
coming,
of Trump
PBD, give him
derangement
time.
syndrome, I guess they call it. But
Okay.
we have it with others too. They leave, and they wake
All
up
right,
in the morning.
so there's a clip, Rob, they asked him, they said, have you called Elon? And he says, ask him if he's called me, okay? Has he called me? I won't say anything, but ask him if he's called me. I don't know if this is a clip or not, but it's one of them. How long is this one, Rob?
27 seconds.
Click it. Let's see if this is the one.
On Elon Musk, do you plan to speak to him on the phone anytime soon?
I haven't really thought about it, actually. I would imagine he wants to speak to
That's
me.
the one,
I would
yeah.
think so. If I were him, I'd want to speak to me. And maybe he was already called. You'd have
What's
to
he
ask
saying,
him.
though?
Ask him whether or not he's already called. But I'd have no problem with it.
If he calls you, you pick up and speak to him?
Well, I don't want to say that, but I would imagine he'd want to talk to me.
On Elon
Okay,
Musk, do you plan to speak
so in this situation, who should call who first? And not only that, when we're talking Elon, then Elon said some stuff apparently with Stephen Miller's wife and all this other stuff that came out. Steve Bannon demands Pentagon investigate Musk's push for sensitive briefing in China. Rob, I don't know if I just like I took your wife, we will take back America. No one knows if this is real or not. They said this was
Well, why is
totally
he, here's my
deleted.
question about why are you deleting stuff? You know it's gonna live.
Is that
there
true that he did
forever.
tweet that? Has been verified, Rob? Is that just a
Because he said Grok actually fact checked him. Grok fact checked Elon because Elon posted something
About what?
about that. He goes, guys, what was that tweet? He tweeted something about that. Elon.
Grok fact-checked him?
Yeah, well, because he put it into Grok, and Grok mentioned something about it, Rob. Let me find
You're
it.
talking about the Stephen Miller part.
Yeah.
But let's
Yes.
focus on Trump.
But wait
right?
a minute. Let me tell you where I'm going with this
Sure.
because I want to go to a place here on
Yeah,
what's going on.
I think we had it as a story, too.
Okay. Well, if you find
It
it,
is.
Rob,
That is on page.
is it page 6? Musk's own AI claims
Yep,
he took
that's it.
Yes, Pat, that was it.
Musk's own AI claims he took Miller's wife and mocked him for it. Elon Musk has been forced to rebuke Grok, his own AI chatbot integrated into X that falsely suggested the tech billionaire wrote a post that he took his wife on Sunday. Grok replied to a question on X asking whether the post supporting to be, which appeared to mock the White House Deputy Chief of Staff by stating, just like I took your wife, was genuine. The chatbot answered by suggesting the post likely existed and was deleted. In response, and exasperated, Musk posted, no, it's fake F's, face palm emoji. I never posted this.
So Grok is telling him, Grok's telling the world, most likely you did it and deleted it. And he's going, guys, my own AI machine is lying.
Yeah. So Rob, Steve Bannon, can you pull up Steve Bannon and the Steve Bannon and the Musk feud? Because Steve Bannon said some stuff about Musk, and then Musk said some stuff about Steve Bannon. Is this the one, Rob?
Yep.
Go for it.
He actually forced himself into the Pentagon
which was a huge explosion. And there's a huge article today in the Atlantic magazine that backs up everything I say, that President Trump was outraged when he found out that Elon Musk determined himself to force the generals and the senior staff at the Pentagon to give him a highly classified briefing on the war plans with China. Why would Elon Musk need that other than to maybe talk to his business partners about it? He has no need to know the business plan or the strategic plan and the warfighting plan against the Chinese Communist Party, particularly around Taiwan. Now that that's a very real possibility, as our defense secretary said in Singapore on Saturday, an attack by the Chinese Communist Party, by the PLA, may be imminent in Taiwan. We've put our allies in East Asia on notice. So the question is, why is Elon Musk, who has no need to know of that whatsoever, why was he forcing himself into the Pentagon to get a highly classified brief? That has to be investigated, and his security clearance should be held in abeyance. And with no security clearance, he can't run the companies. So whether you use the Defense Production Act or anything, but I think he shows by this immature, Bannon's a communist and a retard, the fear he has of what's going to happen given his behavior.
And how did Musk respond? How did Musk respond?
That was in response to, I believe, Elon Musk tweeting.
Called Steve Bannon a criminal and a new ex.
I mean, he's making valid points.
There's a bunch of tweets. These are tweets, tweet after tweet after tweet.
Retard. Bannon is a peak retard. Bannon is a peak retard. Bannon is a peak retard.
So we're just using the R word these days. So we're making the R word great again? Is that what's happening?
But here's the part. They can talk all they want. Musk said something. It was like, when Trump said, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And then Musk said, then I'm going to turn off this and I'm going to turn off that.
Oh,
Folks,
yeah.
the guy, the auto industry needs his chargers. The world needs his Starlink. The stuff that this guy's built, if there was anybody that wanted to be Darth Vader and a villain long term, and is plotting his moves, this is probably the first time ever where he revealed his real long-term moves to the world. And either the world caught it or it didn't catch it. But he did reveal it. Okay? Where he's going to be worth, in the next 20 years, $25 to $50 trillion, access to the most incredible weapons, access to the most incredible robots. If he finds a way to live on a different planet, then any other planet becomes the enemy to the planet that he's living in. If he goes and does that, and he's got that kind of wealth, you're going to see the world is going to be ran by this technocracy. Billionaires have the kind of wealth that's going to make billionaires look like they're poor. Mm-hmm. This is not similar type of a wealth. Say you're worth $1 billion, and somebody's worth $25 trillion. They have 25 times your wealth. I'll say that one more time. If somebody's worth $25 trillion, you're worth $1 billion. They have 25 times your wealth. That's the same as you having $1 million in the bank, and I have $400 in the bank.
It's a whole different situation.
It's not even close.
Nowhere.
You have $10 million in the bank. I have $4,000 in the bank. You have $100 million in the bank. I have $40,000 in the bank. That's the difference, and that comes with a lot of power and authority. And for the first time ever, we watched how a president went up against the richest man in the world that used to be teammates. And on a world scale, everyone's watching who's got more power.
Can we go there for a second?
Yeah.
Can we go there for a second, which is kind of scary? Let's go 20 years from now, and this type of situation happens. Well, Elon is worth however many trillion. The president's in. He's cool with the president. But now he has, Rob, 1 billion robots, and he has all this power, and he has all this. And this happens. What does he do? Does he use his robots? Because now, how do you can't get into this fight with him if he's that powerful. He can't get into this fight with Elon. If Elon has all these robots, which he's going to have, he's already said it, and they're stronger than our military, who's going to tell him no? How can you tell him no?
How much emotional restraint has he shown the last week?
Zero. What do you mean? Zero. Going after people's wives.
By the way, you have to realize, we respect the empire he's built. It's not easy to build what he's built. Mm-hmm. It's very hard to build what he did with Tesla and the amount of criticism he got. The support we gave when the Delaware judge didn't want him to pay out his $55.3 or $56 billion that he earned to build all of these companies at the same time and become the modern-day Iron Man. But Iron Man was a good guy. Does this guy deep down inside is showing signs of a good guy? Maybe. Who knows? But in the last week, if you can all of a sudden say something about someone's wife you mocked and say something about the president, calling him a pedophile, and then deleting it, the score for emotional, you may be a genius when it comes down to creating wealth, but where are you at for emotional restraint? And what happens when you give somebody power? What does power reveal? Character. So I don't know. We're entering a very, very interesting next era. A very interesting next era where there's going to be rich people, then there's going to be wealthy people, then there's going to be super wealthy people, then there's going to be individuals that have more wealth than 80% of countries have. That's the next phase we're getting to. And the game's going to change in a big way. In a very, very big way. You're not going to be sitting there like, you know how when you're growing up, it's like, well, what do you want to be when you grow up? You want to be the richest man in the world? You want to be a president? You want to be the greatest basketball player, Michael Jordan? Do you want to be like the greatest, actor? Who do you want to be? For the first time ever, a person is showing that the most powerful position in the world maybe isn't the president.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well,
that's scary.
Nah, it's the future where you're going to.
Of course.
It's just the future where you're going to.
I think it all comes down to time horizon, and I'm going to make an analogy here. Like when it comes to money, when I say save that money, people say, well, what do you mean save that money? You need to invest that money. Okay, got it. So saving is short term, investing is long term. So in the short term, Trump's the man. Period. Long term, Elon Musk is the man. What's the one tweet that I said? Hold on. What did he say right there? He said, Trump may have the power for the next 3.5 years, but I got this thing for 40 years. Don't forget that Elon said that and he meant it. So in my opinion, I was very critical of how Elon was acting, and now he just deletes the tweet about Epstein as if we're just going to forget that you just accused Trump of being a pedophile. But looking back at it, I almost want to put a little blame on Trump. Okay, you took his money. I get it. All right, you gave him Doge, and he's going to run the Department of Government Efficiency. But why is he in the Oval Office all the time? Why is he bringing his kids to the Oval Office? It's like, you know how you give him an inch, they'll take a mile? Elon's going to go wherever he's going to go, and he's going to be in every meeting until someone says, bro, what are you doing here? Of course. Like, have a little, like
so you're saying Trump allowed gave too much access.
Trump gave way too much access. He's behind the Oval Office, the desk, with his kid on his shoulders while Trump's giving a speech as if that's normal.
Yeah.
Like, you're giving him a little too much access. And then you hear the story about Scott Bessant, who's the Treasury Secretary. Apparently, they came to some sort of blows. Did you hear about this story?
Yeah.
This is a clip of Steve Bannon reciting or explaining that fight if you want me to play
Go
it.
ahead.
The physical altercation you had in the West Wing right outside the Oval Office between the Secretary of Treasury, Scott Bessant, who's a good friend of mine and a very even-handed guy. He and Elon got into a physical altercation. And that's because, number one, people felt that day that Elon might have been on drugs. And number two, Scott called him a fraud to his face and said, look, we're in the middle of a terrible budget fight. You committed to $2 trillion, then you committed to $1 trillion. Now you're talking about $160 billion. We don't see where you got anything. And obviously that got under Elon's skin. So I think the president went out of his way to basically give him every opportunity to perform, and it turned out just to be a fiasco. And he turned on the president.
Do you believe the level of accuracy of that story, that's how it went about?
I believe that there was a decent amount of accuracy with that. I do believe that Trump put together a team of rivals. There's no reason that Elon Musk would get along with any of these guys. He almost looks down on any of these people. He's like, I'm going to be a trillionaire. You're some schmuck that's running whatever department right here. So I think there's a part of Elon that doesn't respect any of these guys. And I think it's on Trump to say, no. If I'm going to let you in this room, these are my guys. You have to work with my team. And I do believe there's some credibility there. What do you think?
About what?
Yeah,
I'm convinced something happened, and that black eye has nothing to do with X punching him in the face.
Okay, thank you.
If that was the case, I have 4 kids. I'd be coming to school, work with black eyes every single day, and that's not the case. Something happened, and it was so embarrassing that prompted Elon to go nuclear, because to save face, he went there. And look, you judge people by how a part of the madness of Elon comes with the drive that he has in his belly. He got it from his father, upbringing, competition, a girl, whatever it is. That fire in the belly is a very unique fire in the belly. But you better believe that fire in the belly is, what did you say? You say, I couldn't do it? Watch what we're going to do. What did you say? But then there is that level of, what did you say? I'm going to destroy you. If there is that part of, I'm going to destroy you at all costs, where you're publicly humiliating a Stephen Miller, that people have to grok, and the software you designed validates that you did do that and say that? I mean, I don't know. I don't know. So I don't know exactly. A part of me wants to believe 100% of what Steve Bannon is saying, because he's in the know and he talks to everybody. And if there's anybody that would find that, it's him. People trust him and they say stuff to him. But a part of me is also thinking something happened. I just don't know how it went about. Do I visualize Bessant punching Elon in the face? I don't visualize Bessant punching Elon in the face, but I've been surprised. I mean, listen, we call this year the year of what? Surprises. There's been a lot of surprises this year so far in the first 6 months of the year.
Oh, 100%. But I mean, this report goes, there's another report, was it for April, Rob? Because ChatGPT's acting weird for me too. Like, there's been beat, but you know what? Can I be like, and you make a very good point. We were just get Trump in. We just got to get to the freaking finish line. Oh, Elon's flipping sides. Bring him on. $250 million. Yeah, but you're right, because it was like, okay, now it's like a little bit too much, but now we see the aftermath. But you know what? In regard to if the Scott Bessant thing with Elon fighting White House, you know what? I'm not even mad at it, Tom. You have two alpha males throwing down in the White House for what's best of the country. I think that's good. That's how they handle business, and I'm not mad at it. That's leadership. Meanwhile, the Democrats, they fight for tampons in men's restrooms. Think about it. Men competing with women. And then let's not forget, his name was Aiden Mace Cherposky. He was a legislative aide for Senator Ben Cardin. They were filming gay pornos on the Senate hearing room at the Hart Senate building.
Video was one time.
Yeah, whatever. It was cool. They wanted to post it online. But, that happens. And these are the same people trying to lecture us about morals. And then, Tom, I'm gonna let you say your piece. And now they're blowing. This is the Democratic Party.
They're doing what?
$20 million on a campaign called SAM, S-A-M, Speaking to American Men. They're spending $20 million for this 2-year campaign, attempting how to talk to regular guys using ads and video games. Yeah. And newsflash, there's no amount of podcasting with a cool hat you could put on Eric Swalwell, Mr. Fang Fang, or putting on a fake manly beard on Pete Buttigieg. You're not going to fix the problem. So in regard to that fight, if that's the fight and they're fighting for what's best for the country, I'm not mad at it at all.
Tom.
So getting back to the question, then we can move on here. I believe there's smoke, there's fire, and there's too many people have made comments about Bessant and Musk. I think something really happened, but that's all I think. Something really happened. Did Musk drop his shoulder like a rugby player and hit him in the chest, and then Bessant kind of just threw him against the wall, or did Bessant punch him? I don't know. But there's a lot of these little comments out there where there's smoke, there's fire. Do I think there was an altercation? Yes. What am I? I'm 95% believing that Bessant said to him, "You're a fraud. You haven't turned anything in. You said $2 trillion, you said $1 trillion, now you say $160 billion." I believe that is exactly a comment that Scott Bessant would make in the middle of this war. Now, the rest of this stuff, what goes on in Congress and everything, yeah, all that's true, Vinny. Everything you're talking about is true. And, and if you it's infuriating. Every bill, everything you find out goes there. But I think it's a new day. Trump's got a team of rivals, and we'll see how this is going to play out. But we haven't seen the last of Elon Musk. The robots and all the power and everything that goes with it, that concerns me long term. I'll say that.
Fathers, dads, if you're out there, our weekend that nobody talks about is coming here. You know how crazy it is? It's to the point that for Father's Day, sometimes fathers don't get anything for themselves. That they buy stuff for themselves. They're like, I'm going to buy a gift for myself. And they go, this is for you, Dad. This is your weekend. And we know America can only get safer. Taxes can go lower if fathers do their job. Great fathers make this country safer. Great fathers make the economy work because they raise citizens that become great citizens in our society. And we have some special items that Chris, our model, is here to show you. But before doing so, our actor, very famous, legendary model actor, is in our commercial for VT Dads. I want you to watch this clip here. Go for it, Rob.
With those elbows.
Get that.
Look good.
The best dad jokes in town.
Bill. Look at that guy. Look at that stud. Oh, put that coffee mug down, dog.
Oh, my goodness. Look at that. VT merch, Father's Day. Chris, what do we have? Tell the audience what new items we have here.
Absolutely. So every item that we're going to show, except for the last one, is going to be $99 and below. So perfect gifts for dad. So we have 3 watch carriers here for dad. So super plush inside. First is cognac for the single watch. Future looks bright, always on the inside. Second watch, we have a double tan.
I love those.
Beautiful browns,
Yep.
genuine leather.
Keep your
and
watches together.
Oh, it's sick, by the way.
For the fathers that have the 3 black Future looks bright line shield, again super plush on the inside, black on black.
Is that full leather, like
Full genuine leather.
Yep.
Premium product. And then once we go into Father's Day, we know the stereotypical gift, always give dad a tie.
A tie that he never wears, yeah.
A tie that he never wears, but this comes with not just a tie, a matching handkerchief. You could see, zoom in there.
Handkerchief you could wear.
Lion shield within it,
Sick.
100% silk. Last but not least here, we have our cufflinks tie bar set. We have 2, black and red. Last but not least,
you got to see this next
here
size.
we are, second, our set. For $49.99, you're going to have a beautiful, beautiful packaging here that you can see.
That's what, the wallet?
Wallet
That's
set.
the only wallet I wear. Look
So
at this.
Pat wears this. I promise you. I see him have this on every day.
Yeah.
Now we're giving you a keychain with it, a little lion shield
Sick.
in there.
How much is the wallet and keychain?
$49.99.
That's a steal. I'm not
That's a
going to lie.
steal.
And
Stealing it after.
it comes with beautiful packaging for dad. We have
sold.
brown, black, and we have a beautiful pewter gray.
Limited supply on the
Limited
wallets?
supply,
Yep.
guys. And then once we go into apparel, what screams dad is polos. Premium performance fabrics.
How good is that quality right there, Chris?
This
I
to
just
me
felt that it was
is
insane.
any above and beyond. This should be $200 in any other retailer. You know we're about value here at Valuetainment. So beautiful maroon. This is personally my favorite. And then we have our white for our polo golf days.
With the gold buttons, okay.
And if you zoom in, our buttons
The
have
Valuetainment
little
logo,
lion
that's
shields
sick.
within it. And then we always end with Future Looks Bright when you
back.
walk away.
Look at that jacket. What is that jacket right
So
there?
this is for the super dads out there. You could see a stitched lapel, electric blue. We know that Pat loves electric blue. This is one of those energetic cobalt blue, exactly. So and if you look in, we have our little lion shield buttons, inside interior taping with lion shields all within, lion shield branding. So every little touch that you see,
That's obviously limited supply by
Limited
sizes,
supplies,
so
guys.
be sure to place the order on that.
absolutely. And I will kick it back to you, Pat.
Okay, thank you, Chris.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Kicking it back.
You got- that was like QV style, Chris.
I
That
love
was
it.
incredible.
Thanks for
Anyways,
that
guys,
kickback.
whether it's for you, whether it's for your father, whether you work with others who are fathers, get them a gift, surprise the hell out of them. Those watch cases are sick. The shirt is amazing, and the jacket for you. We have the sizes there for you to get.
I might go get somebody pregnant just to be able to be
Just
a
to be
dad.
able to
just
do that.
have,
Well,
yeah.
Adam just took one of the shirts and wore it.
love
Anyways,
it.
go to vtmerch.com, place an order, and surprise somebody you love who is a great father. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.